Coming up for grabs. On behalf of promoter Peter Maniatis, we thank you for your great support tonight. Peter's 26th big promotion in Melbourne. And thank you for a great night's entertainment. Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to box? In our main event, your timekeeper of the bell, Damien Membry. Your ringside physician, Dr. Michael, Dr. Peter. Your judges at ringside in this bout, Peter Flaherty, Mark Corrie, Bryce Bedwhistle. When the bell tells, your man in charge of the action, Malcolm Bullner. Members of the Professional Boxing and Combat Sports Board, Bernard W. Balmer, former middleweight champion, Malcolm McGuinness, Scott Brower, Dean Lapis, and Noel Sharp from the MCG. Your commentators at ringside, Stephen J. Peake, Troy J. Santuck, Stephen J. Milne. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, 6 rounds of welterweight international boxing. Introducing first in the blue corner. He comes to us from Africa, from Malawi, via the Republic of Congo. At 30 years of age, at 66.40 kilograms. 19 professional fights, 14 wins. With his mentor, Max Bowman, voted Victoria's Trainer of the Year 6 times. Ladies and gentlemen, wearing blue trunks with white trim. Peter Maniatis calls him Van Dan. He is Jean-Claude Van Dan. Van Dan. And across the ring in the red corner with Bobby Scrivano. He was the former Australian welterweight champion. Relinquished that title because of a nasty hand injury. Now ranked number 6 in welter boxing in the national rankings. 12 professional fights, 11 wins, 4 by knockout at 66.60 kilograms. Red trunks with a touch of white and black. They call him the man, Carlton North, Shannon the Man McMahon. The Raging Bull, Malcolm Mulner, to give referees instructions. This is our grand finale, Bernie. You'll be home at midnight.
Okay, welcome to Center Ring, gentlemen.
Enormous fight. I don't know anything about Jean-Claude, though.
No, good amateur career.
Yeah, good amateur career. Anyone who's had 14 wins out of 19 professional bouts is someone who got Max Bowman in the corner.
Max Bowman, yep.
As someone that you've got to look at and say, this boy no doubt can fight.
Now, Maxie Bowman
Shannon
just reckons
McMahon.
this boy can breathe new life into the Western Suburbs boxing scene.
Yeah, you'd expect that. Yeah, and that's excellent for that area of the region, Victoria.
He's been living in Australia since November. He's got a wife of 3 kids, and he was born to box.
Tremendous physical condition.
I renamed Shannon McMahon Fire Alarm McMahon because of his style.
We'll just stick with the man. Thank you.
Yep. Shannon McMahon, of course, is wearing the crimson trunks with thin white piping and a black check above the piping. And red, black, and white striped Adidas boxing boots.
Yeah.
Jean-Claude. Blows early, McMahon.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is wearing the what you'd call it royal blue trunks with white piping and royal blue trim on white trimmings.
What about the action?
Loved his work in Street Fighter, Van Damme.
And
magnificent.
White boxing boots of the also of the traditional variety with blue and white piping socks. Swings the right hand there, Van Damme, at McMahon, who was good enough to get out of the way.
Interesting.
You've been a big rep for Shannon for a long time, Troy. His career, he had the hand injury. His career's sort of not gone off the rails, but he hasn't been busy. Oh,
well, he's been injured, Steve, and you can't do anything about that if you've got a busted hand.
Yeah, once a box.
Hand injury, I did mention that.
Yeah, I know you did, but you've got to make some allowances for that. If you can't put your hand...
You've had many hand injuries over the years, Stephen. How do you cope with them?
No, I tore a bicep in the muscle of the arm a couple of years ago.
What were
and
you
had to
doing?
go on. I was lifting some lunge weights at the gymnasium.
Shannon McMahon will be just delighted to be back in the ring.
He would be very happy in there now. That's his home.
Yes.
And at the moment, looking pretty good. Oh, Jean-Claude slapping away there. Got a bit frustrated with the proceedings.
Searching slaps there from Van Damme.
And he's standing back a bit far, Jean-Claude, in his efforts to get in close. He needs to get in a bit closer to Shannon.
He's got a
fire alarm, McMahon.
Reach like a barge pole.
Oh, Jean-Claude there, and caught there Shannon on the shoulder with the into the McMahon jaw there with the shoulder.
There's a hushed silence over the Moorabbin Town Hall, Stephen.
Yeah, just waiting for these boys to, at the moment, just sort themselves out. Now, Jean-Claude's got an eye cut. He's got a cut to the side of the left eye. Just wiped it as I spoke. Or is it I think it's a cut.
Could you make up your mind?
Possibly not at the moment, but can't see you correctly there at this point in time. I might have...
Trade those specs in.
It could
Speaking.
possibly be another mouse forming. I'm not sure,
Well,
but I thought it was a cut.
Is it a Mickey or a Minnie?
Been a massive night of boxing, boys.
Oh, is it an extravaganza?
Shannon moved beautifully with those feet there. He's got those Fred Astaire style movements, backwards, sideways.
Yeah, and wasn't Fred Astaire a wonderful boxer in his day? And he had all the moves.
Yeah, you may well...
Landed a couple of big ones there, McMahon. Towards the end of that round. Jean-Claude,
Well,
the mystery man.
Well, may you be derisive, but I've been talking to Bobby Scrivano about Shannon.
Yeah,
And he said he got him to dance before he got him to punch.
absolutely, Stephen. On the mark, as always.
My girl, Peaky. My girl's back in the ring.
Yes, I can't remember that young lass's name, but she's wearing that aqua sheath at the moment.
She's wearing no knickers. Now, where are we kicking on after this? Men's gallery, Peaky?
I'm going straight. I'm going right as you do. What am I doing on a 2 hours work? I've got to do later.
Seconds out, round two.
That's your number. He's got
Jean-Claude Van
good first rounder. Shannon McMahon happy to be back in the ring.
And that,
Happy to be fit again
yeah,
over his hand injury.
Yeah, he is. Bouncing around beautifully at the moment, Shannon.
And
Claude's rangy. He's a rangy type. You said because they're top
They've nicked-
sponsors, mate. Because you probably
Cameron
shouldn't
in
be here.
the way, are they, I think?
Sit
But
down in the chair, yeah.
Jean-Claude now pushing McMahon.
Just pull a chair up.
Bobby Scrivano calling the shots there in the McMahon corner. Telling him to use the right hand and the old one too, did he? I think he said the old one too.
And Shannon, a big hug with Bobby at the start of the fight. Just happy to be back in the ring.
oh, nice left hand there by the
yes,
man.
clubbing left. Beautiful punch from Shannon as he adjusts his trunks running backwards. That's a clever manoeuvre. Still, I think he's having some trouble with the apparatus as well as the trunks.
This is a
They've
big
been
fight for
dislodged there by a low
Jean-Claude, though.
punch. Possibly by
Taking
Jean-Claude.
McMahon.
Very similar styles.
Jean-Claude
Well-
is pursuing Shannon, but Shannon is wary of him.
And a gutsy move by the Bowman camp to take this fight on. McMahon's a gun.
Oh, nice clubbing punches on Jean-Claude by McMahon. They were, as an excellent
Didn't ruffle
repertoire
him
of
though.
punches.
He's not ruffled.
Well, you don't have to be ruffled to score points, if you don't mind.
Can somebody please get a gag for this man?
You want to do a bit of ruffling?
An interesting
Yeah,
scorecard.
they do.
In the first round, Stephen, you scored it 10-10.
If you want to do a bit of ruffling, go and find yourself some feathers. But at the moment, for McMahon,
I've heard you enjoy that sort of treatment.
at the moment, doing very well here in this round.
The old
And
feather
Jean-Claude has struggled here somewhat. Got a nice
Good
right
punch.
hand in
Good
there on the
punch by
jaw.
Jean-Claude there, Zanners.
Yeah,
John
no doubt about that. I praised him for it.
McMahon.
McMahon now starting to
Rocked him
work
with the
on
right.
Jean-Claude, and beautiful right hand bounced on the forehead or the scon of
Rocked him with
Jean-Claude.
the right.
And a nice slapping left though, a little bit open, but Jean-Claude feeling a bit of pressure here now, and a ribcage punch, and he's working those ribs over as well, up and down the back and the front.
Yeah, getting on top. McMahon, the man, Shannon McMahon.
That's what it's all about. Upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, big left there to the face. McMahon really starting to land some
Yeah, he's
leather.
starting to. He's lifted his ratio.
He's
in the last,
exerting
minute.
his influence, McMahon.
Big fight for
Yeah,
Jean-Claude.
he's got the
This
right
one.
hand. Jean-Claude is starting to bend over. He's bending.
He's
over
starting to
into-
bend over. Is he?
And McMahon.
Is he doing an impression of a question mark, is he? Yeah.
Yeah, starting to exert his influence there, Sanders.
Yeah, absolutely, Stephen.
And
Shannon
what
McMahon.
was doing with the right hand was coming over the top and trying to land punches on the back or the rib cage.
Yes.
Coming over the top.
Yes.
From a different trajectory than earlier on in the fight.
Yes.
That's what you have to take into account is the trajectory of the punches.
What time?
5 past. Do what easy?
You'll get to the radio right on time.
Where do you want me to drive you to?
I just drive into town. Just head to just Elizabeth Street there somewhere.
Round 2, Stephen.
Round 3.
Round 3.
And that, now I
You're-
think earlier on in the night I was criticised for my arithmetic errors.
And deservedly so. But Xana's mucking up there though, Peaky.
He made a slight mistake.
And enjoying every moment of it, ladies and gentlemen.
Shannon bouncing back into Malcolm Bullner and trying to get out of the
Good
way.
left from Shannon McMahon. And
He
a
loves
right,
the body
following up
punching, Shannon.
combinations.
You know the good thing about Shannon McMahon? He works upstairs and down. I've
Yeah.
said it a couple of times now, but he likes to work the body too.
Yeah.
Fight going
Is
up cog here, Xana's.
He's adaptable, make no mistake about that, Shannon McMahon.
Yeah, very much so.
He's not one-dimensional.
Well, no one-dimensionality about him at all.
So he's got ants in his pants, always on his toes, Shannon McMahon.
Yes. Oh, and look at
Sure
that
whiz.
beautiful, elusive style of McMahon there. Moving beautifully. When he saw where Jean-Claude was coming from with that, those punches.
Shades of Robert Flower with that pirouette there.
Or Johnny Famechon.
And Max Bowman happy to be back in town. 6-time Victorian Trainer of the Year.
Fred Astaire's been mentioned many times by Stephen JP.
Vociferously here tonight.
Yeah. And Jin,
Jean-Claude just trying to get some body rips in there. He just couldn't quite, you know what he's doing? He's
what's
just
he doing,
back.
Stephen? We're
He's
fascinated.
half a foot short of where he should be when he's throwing leather.
Yeah. Oh, that was a big right hand there by
I'd like to see him moving a
Jean-Claude.
bit
He's
closer.
not taking a backward step.
He's
No.
going to have to take a couple of risks, Jean-Claude, but he's got to get in a bit closer
Yeah.
if he wants to try and make some impression upon the McMahon physique.
The muscles from Brussels.
Not quite here.
An important fight for Shannon McMahon.
Oh, massive
no,
fight
isn't
for
it?
Shannon McMahon.
It
He,
is a big fight. Now, Shannon's got a bit of bruising now, I think, just below the left eye. Nothing
Yeah.
to be concerned
are
about.
we talking a mouse? Is it
Not quite
Not
a
quite?
mouse at this point.
more a hamster? Nice left right there by Shannon.
Probably a minor
Oh,
welt. Nothing more than a minor welt at the moment there, Troy.
wild swing there by Jean-Claude.
Looking for your notes. That's good, Xana's. Good combinations from McMahon.
Jean-Claude loses balance when he gets into that running style, virtually. When he runs forward, he loses
Running
balance.
style. Very similar to Alberto Salazar in the 87 New York Marathon.
Oh.
Just all over the place.
Jean-Claude now is saying to McMahon, you come to me.
They're taunting him. Good to see a bit of
Yeah.
The
taunting
good thing
too.
about that is, the good thing about it is Jean-Claude is thinking about the fight.
Yeah.
He's thinking about, hang on a minute, I'm doing all the running. I'm going to stop running now, save a bit of energy and say, you come to me.
Yes.
You come on to me.
Conserve energy. That's
Yep.
the name of the game.
Massively important in
Yeah.
the 6-rounder, Troy.
Now-
3-minute hard rounds.
Troy McMahon's career was flying
Yeah.
up until his hand injury, and he's wanting to make up for lost time. This will be a fight that he'll get the rust off, get back into the swing of things, and I'm predicting some pretty exciting
Yeah.
times ahead for Shannon the Man McMahon.
Look, if he gets over Jean-Claude in this particular bout, he will cement confidence, and that's what he thrives on, Shannon. Confidence,
Yeah.
with a capital C.
And you've always been a big rep for him. Xana's
Always.
what you enjoyed about the way McMahon attacks his boxing.
He's a purist. He's a traditionalist. Old school. Thank you.
Thank you. Jean-Claude, a gutsy fight from the Bowman camp to take this on the might of McMahon in his comeback fight.
Yes. Slapping punch from Jean-Claude.
Tell you what, it's a punch-a-thon at the moment.
Yeah, Jean-Claude is slapping some of his punches, though. You've got to be careful when you
like
watch
you
that.
said, Peaky, before, Jean-Claude needs to take some risks.
Yeah, he's got to come in closer if he wants to deliver some hard leather, and he's got to deliver it a bit straighter too,
Yep.
I'd say.
He's using the telescope approach, isn't he? Just too far away.
Yeah, too far away, and he's loopy with his punches too at the
Yeah.
moment. Somewhat loopy.
Oh, you'd know all about loopiness.
He's got a welt forming as well, Jean-Claude, just below the left eye. And it could turn into a mouse later on, Troy, if any more punishment
There's
is
a
delivered in
mouse.
that
And
area.
we wouldn't want that to happen. Because a mouse can turn into a rat, and that can be very unpalatable, Stephen. Oh, a big right hand there by Jean-Claude.
But,
Oh, hang on a second there. You don't,
on
mate.
that,
now that,
Jean-Claude,
you
settle
would
down.
think under the rules, potentially he could be looking at a point off for that. That was what you might just call
Tell you what, though,
indiscreet.
Shannon just needs to keep his wits
He
about.
certainly
Jean-Claude
does.
is
Highly
not going
indiscreet.
away.
No.
And that when the man was on his knees. Slapping
He's
and
landing a bit of leather
slapping
now,
down on
Jean-Claude,
punches.
working his way into this fight,
Yeah,
Troy.
he's gaining confidence with every blow he lands.
And he's landing some
Yeah, but
He's
he still
la-
hasn't straightened up. But Troy, this is the big issue that's at stake here.
You're all now.
He's landing some big blows, Peaky.
Oh, most of those, he grazed to the body of McMahon or went off the gloves. There wasn't much in that. On the
beg to
trunks,
disagree.
McMahon's having trouble with the either the protector, the trunks, and the rest of the apparatus.
Do you have problems with your apparatus from time to time?
His corner will need to carry out some adjustments. Jean-Claude rushing in again now. You know, Jean-Claude, I thought at the end of the last round was going to think this out a little bit more, but he's not.
He's not.
He has
New
gone
to
back
Australia,
to...
and he's taken a big fight tonight.
Yeah.
Big risk. And
Yeah,
full
and,
credit to
I think he's acquitting
Full
himself
credit to Malcolm
very,
Warner there for
very
warning
well.
about that ducking. And then, as I said earlier on in the fight, he was bending over. And all I got was derisiveness from you other gentlemen.
That's
ringside.
keep his head up.
pretty much all you deserve.
He's been warned, Peaky. Jean-Claude needs to keep his head up. He's just ducking a little bit too much for the ref's liking.
He's not doing any real damage.
He's a big rep for Maxi Bowman, his trainer, Jean-Claude. I've interviewed Jean-Claude, and he reckons Maxi knows boxing inside out, and he's very happy to be with Maxi Bowman. There's our girl again, Bernie the attorney. She's a good girl.
How did you score that round, Stephen?
Good girl.
I know he got a few punches in the boy from Africa, but I don't think there was any value in it. They were slapping, he was bending over.
Bending over.
I think you make up your scores. You just write down figures.
He should have had a point taken with him over there for delivering two punches to a man who was on his knees. The referee could have probably got in there a bit quicker. But I'm going to
I wish you'd have your microphone taken off you.
next one in men, which is
Stephen J. Peak.
On fire.
and round 5 here.
Tell you what,
Now McMahon's not going to muck around here now. There's a bit of firepower behind those
Peaky,
punches.
rev it up, Peaky.
Right behind the McMahon punches here.
Both boys taking a breather.
Well, that's okay. McMahon doesn't mind if he wants to walk
No.
over there because he'll fix his apparatus
Yeah,
while it's all going
Thought he
on.
was going for a pina colada, or was that lackadaisical?
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming.
after him, though.
He's coming, Jean-Claude.
Backward step, Jean-Claude.
No.
Ducks down. Gee, just
Yeah,
ducks his
yeah,
head.
and Malcolm
The
Bonner
ref's
told
onto
him
it.
knocked it
ref's
down
onto
too
it.
low. I once saw Solomon and Bellin when Solomon sort of fought a bit like that, bending down like that.
Yeah.
And Bellin just kept banging him on the back of the head.
Who have you got in front at this stage of proceedings?
McMahon, because when he's delivered leather, it's been more conclusive leather.
It's been conclusive leather. Yeah. As a
Running after him though.
where's
Great style.
Jean-Claude looks like he's
Can't be doing
he's
that.
got a Mortine swiper going at the moment,
yes.
or a fly
Red's not
swiper.
happy though.
He's got a
Got a
fly
box.
swiper working at the moment with that open hand.
He's got a bit of a street brawler about him, John.
He has.
The other thing is that we've got to remember, gentlemen, how can you balance yourself if you're going to break into a jog or a run like that?
That's it.
He just
You know,
runs.
this is the Moorabbin Town Hall. It's not Olympic Park. McMahon goes back there, but he's moving well. And that nice,
Nice one, nice left.
Only he caught it, but it was a slap again. And my
Up against
cohort
the
to my right,
earlobe.
Mr. Barmer got it right there as a slap.
But he's using the Helen Keller defence. He's all over the place.
Well, Malcolm Bullen is saying to he is saying to Jean-Claude to keep the head up, keep the hands up, keep everything up.
Yes.
That's a nice
Shannon
punch.
McMahon
Bobby
back in
Gravano liked it
town,
too.
Enjoying being back. Long time on the sidelines with a hand injury. And this is a good fight. He's earning his money.
But where's the crowd participation, Stephen?
Well, they're just waiting for something to happen. That's what they're waiting for.
Well, why don't you lead?
Yeah,
Lead the enthusiasm. Fire up, Peaky.
We're waiting.
Yeah, look, we're watching two
You started off
exponents of
like
the
a
sport.
freight train, you're ending like a caboose.
I'm not a clairvoyant. I don't know what's coming next.
Doris Stokes is in the house.
Lift the
McMahon
decibels
jabbing
up,
away.
Peaky.
You're
You're
He's
subdued.
He's just waiting for Jean-Claude.
It's a waiting game, isn't
It
it?
is a waiting game here.
Yeah.
And you've got to be patient because Jean-Claude, look, he's a fairly nubile sort of bloke. He's swift.
Nubile.
Everyone's just been cracking up. It's been a good night.
What we had here tonight was all the best fights for early.
Oh, yeah.
We've sort of started
Tape it off, hasn't it?
Thank you, ladies, for the men's gallery, 601 there. They did so well there.
But it's been a great night.
And centre fold, 22 Kings.
Bring it over here. Just put it out of the way.
From
an operation and might be suffering a bit of ring rust. He's not going to beat his
Are you suffering from ring rust? Are you suffering from ring rust?
Once every 3 nights I take an apple of olive leaf extract.
Sixth and final round, boys.
Silver colloid and
Absolutely.
Bring it home, Peaky.
fantastic.
Bring it home.
Bring it home, Stephen.
Bring it home,
What a
Stephen
night of
Sharp.
boxing.
Yes,
It's
this is the sixth and final round here
House
tonight
of
at the Moorabbin
Stokes.
Town Hall. Many artist promotions here. What a fantastic night's boxing it's been all round. We started off superbly there. Every fight's been a cracker. And this one is no exception. McMahon coming back from broken hand.
Take a breath.
Looking pretty good at the moment. And John
Whoa.
Claude there from Africa originally. And
living
with
out in
Nick Bowman
sunshine.
the corner. Not too sure where
Jean-Claude.
he is at the moment, but I know this.
the Sultan of
McMahon
Sunshine.
has delivered the better quality leather throughout
Yes,
this fight.
true. Insert breath.
He's in. He's delivered the Stephen Datner of leather, hasn't he? He's really hit the mark.
You're getting laughs for some of your worst gags.
Waiting for an opportunity again. One good thing about McMahon is he's patient.
Yep.
Whereas Jean-Claude gets frustrated, rushes
He
in,
does. He
slaps.
does rush in. You're right.
He runs, he breaks into that run.
He
And,
actually breaks into a canter.
Well, just about. And how can you balance? You can't balance when you put yourself in that position as a boxer. I'm surprised his trainer hasn't perhaps had a word with him
Look
about
at
that. It
Maxie
could be
Bowman over there, a legendary figure. Maxie's loving it.
youthful exuberance, sometimes hard to contain.
Bit of Bill Haley. Bill Haley's arrived, ladies and gentlemen. The final round.
The final
Shannon
countdown.
just wants to see this out smoothly, I'd say, at this point, without any impediment.
You'd have to think Jean-Claude needs a knockout here, Steve.
McMahon will win, but
definitely.
Jean-Claude not losing any friends.
Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, but look, the lad can be a bit frustrating to watch at times. No doubt about that. Again,
This is a
McMahon's
massive
got
fight for
problems there.
Jean-Claude, though.
Yeah, but he's acquitted himself well.
Absolutely.
With
A
equipment
brave
problems
decision.
again.
A brave decision to take this
Yeah.
fight.
Oh, a big left hand there.
From McMahon must have rocked the
Yes.
dentures of Jean-Claude, surely, in that situation.
The dentures of Jean-Claude.
Jean-Claude working a bit low there, but no. Malcolm Bullner says to Shannon to not to hanging off him. The arm. Oh, flying left hand from Jean-Claude was not going to do any damage. Again, he's gone for a wicked left, and he's throwing it from
This
Tasmania. Again, Jean-Claude coming in on the body, but ended up on the ropes. McMahon's a mile away, and again works away at the head region, got through the gloves of Jean-Claude, scoring punches. Whichever way you look at it, they're scoring.
and there it is.
And that's the end of the penny section. And from a great night's boxing here at
Welcome back,
Moorabbin
Shannon
Town Hall,
McMahon. I
gentlemen.
think he's going to win this on points.
Absolutely.
A good fight.
Will.
Welcome back, Shannon McMahon. He's excited to be back, and I think the Victorian boxing scene, the fans, Xanas, are going to be delighted that he's back.
See you later, Bernie. See you, mate.
How you, Bernie? Good on you, mate.
All the best.
See you, Bernie, the attorney.
See you later.
Good on you, later. See you, Scotty. Good on you, mate.
Saturday night, drive safely. Look forward to seeing you in the next
What a big night.
promotion.
You haven't missed a beat tonight.
We haven't missed a beat at all. We've had a magnificent promotion, one of the absolute best boxing promotions in the last 5-10 years here at Moorabbin Town Hall, with some superb fights. Just while we're waiting for the results, because we haven't got much spare time here at ringside, because we saw Annie Banner and Mark Kwan in the first round. Great effort by
Insert
Banner.
breath.
Anna Banner, Paul Lee. We saw a new Paul Lee, a strong Paul Lee, a Paul Lee who wouldn't back off, a Paul Lee who had showed plenty of energy, came in hard. Paul Lee.
You're mumbling, Peaky.
Not mumbling at all here. And Jay Sims, who tried to get home late but couldn't. He left the.
And a commanding performance by Kerry Palmer, the Prince of Port Melbourne, over Bruce Glozier.
No doubt about that. Luke Maloney was a little bit sloppy in his fight with Feely Malida.
Costa Chonros delivered
And the Simmons Holmes Cup up for grabs for this fight, Peaky.
Yeah, put a Lelacan into business big time with the big right hand, which sent a Lelacan to the canvas. And then we go to Peter Maniatis and Howard Lee.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gary Simmons, he's a good man. Simmons Holmes. He's a Western Suburbs product, Gary Simmons.
Okay, thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, Mark. A night at the fights, eh? Are you still a Western Bulldogs man?
No, we're with Geelong. We've always been with Geelong, but we used to sponsor Footscray many years back.
Because of business reasons. Okay, our final card. Thank you, Damien. It's a unanimous decision. Judge Bryce Birtwistle has it 60-50. Judge Mark Corrie has it 60-56. Judge Peter Flaherty 60-53. All for the winner, the man Shannon McMahon.